Yes, welcome to the channel. Basically, today's topic is basically about the fact that as human beings, we have this hype that is going on at the moment where we say, no, we'll never let AI have any access to our data, um, programmable currencies, programmable location, all these kind of things that will sort of like detect and control where we are in terms of where we can go or where we are at, what we can buy, what we can access, that kind of thing. I'm actually stating in this video that it will not necessarily be against our will. There are certain situations in artificial intelligence that I have seen as a software developer in AI that um, it may actually be a positive for us to give access to artificial intelligence, to our biometric or even vital stats. For instance, in a health scenario where I may be an elderly person, I purchase or acquire a SpaceX or whatever humanoid to come and stay with me in my home. It does all the household chores as a secondary process. It actually does the chores, does the plates, does the cooking and all that. But its primary purpose, its primary role in my home is to assist me medically. So therefore, in that role, should I not make my health information accessible to that humanoid wirelessly without request, such that I might not be able to speak because of my health situation that might be deteriorating? So this artificial being needs to have continuous 24/7 access to my actual vitals as well as my biometrics, so that it can assist me from time to time when those vital stats are changing in a certain way. It will be able to assist by giving me the prerequisite or corresponding medical assistance, whether it's physical assistance or drug assistance, in terms of medicine. So I think the future is not as certain as we say. We assume that it's going to be an adversarial role where we are going to be rather fighting for our rights and saying no, 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 and then the governments and other agencies are going to actually be taking away those rights step by step. It may actually be the reverse, where we'll actually request and demand that we give access to those beings in certain roles, like I've mentioned, health. In that role, it will actually make sense for you to actually wirelessly, so that your stats are actually automatically going to that artificial intelligence being. What I'm actually pointing out in this video is that you will therefore actually request for yourself to have biometrics by semiconductors, whatever sensors placed in your body voluntarily, so that you can be assisted by this intelligence and this humanoid in a more effective way. So, therefore, that changes the equation that we've always had, where we think it's going to be a protest kind of situation where we'll be fighting for our rights and fighting so that we limit the access to which these artificial beings can have to our biometric and physical health and whatever information that we'll have. So I foresee that in that health situation is basically an assistive situation. So wherever AI is trying to assist us in a particular way that is to do with our well-being, I foresee a situation in which us as human beings are going to request and demand and actually legislate or evangelize, make a concerted effort to make it possible that these artificial intelligences will have, should have, and can have access to our biometric information. Why that is such a sensitive issue is because what I'm actually saying is that not only will it have access, and not only will that access be wireless, such that it is 24/7, it's at all times, but actually we will actually make an effort as human beings to actually augment our bodies by putting semiconductors, all kinds of technologies that augment that process to make sure that we are then 24/7 accessible to those artificial intelligence models and humanoids. So, which then defeats the purpose where we have this popular, hyped kind of view that we are going to be fighting for our rights, and then these rights are going to be taken away against our will. I'm actually saying no, it's not going to be like that in all the cases. In some cases, actually, it will be us as human beings that will be promoting and saying this is a good thing. It makes sense, and therefore, it's only in the last days, or what I'm trying to imply is that it's only after some time, after this technology is really embedded in us and it is helping us, yes, but at some point now it will become a negative where we say, my God, we are actually hackable. That's when the word hackable comes, in the sense that we've made so much of our rights, our information, our health accessible to these intelligences, such that at some point these intelligences can actually switch us off. Or we then that legislative sort of like reality will come into play where we're actually suing these companies at that time, that maybe it took certain actions, or certain actions that may have led to somebody losing their life. And then I think this current perspective will then come into play. So I think my whole thesis, let's call it, is that some of these rights that we are fighting for, that we think are going to be taken away without our ascension, is actually not true. In most cases, in some cases, in quite a few cases, it will be us who voluntarily give access to these artificial intelligences to have access to our information, to our bodies, basically. Because my point in this video is to say we will actually give access to our bodies, and we will augment our bodies with various devices. And there's printable eyes, printable ears, printable organs that are coming, and these printable organs and eyes and whatnot are hackable in the sense that they communicate information out by default and by design. And so therefore some of us will actually prefer to have an artificial nose, of course it will look the same as a natural one, but it will be totally artificial, 3D printed or whatever it is. And however, because it's artificial, it will be hackable, or it will be communicating with external devices via whatever protocols, especially these artificial intelligence humanoids. And so that life is coming, where it is us as human beings that are going to find this very cool, and will even request it and think it's fashionable to do these things. So yeah, thank you. So that's my basically my take on this topic, to say it's not all going to be against our will. It's actually going to be us as human beings that are going to welcome these human beings into our homes and give them access to everything. It's only when those negative situations starts happening, which is where the morality comes in, to say, okay, by the time that's happening and those issues are happening, will the morality have been, is it not better then to say that the morality as a protocol, as a platform, should be inserted at the beginning of the cycle? In other words, now at this time, around about 2026, before the technology is actually launched, they should have made sure that the morality, these right wrongs and measurement of priorities of of what is right, and the sentence, basically, it is the best time now at the beginning that they should put this technology into play. I don't know what you think. I think this is a topic that has got many perspectives, and you might have another opinion. Please comment and see what you think. Thank you.